Hello, everybody. My name is Jim Farmer. I'm the festival director of Out on a Film, Atlanta's LGBTQ Film Festival. This is our 37th year, and we have an amazing lineup this year. Some really, really strong films. Our closing night film is an extraordinary film that our team just absolutely adores called High Tide. And we have actor Marco Pigossi here who's going to talk a little bit about it. I'm going to read a description, and then we're going to jump into some questions. Heartbroken and adrift, undocumented Brazilian immigrant Lourenço searches for purpose in the queer mecca of Provincetown. As the summer season comes to a fade, he sparks an intense and unexpected romance with Maurice. Together, the two reconcile the past they've left behind and their uncertain futures. Again, High Tide is one of films we adore. It's showing it out on film. As a closing night film, Sunday, October the 6th at 7:30. Please welcome Marco Pigossi.
Hi, hello. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's so nice to talk to you. We saw this film a while ago. I was like, oh my God, we have to show this film. So I'm just so happy it's in our lineup. Thank you for talking to us and thank you for making this film. It's extraordinary. It's gotten such acclaims. I mean, since it premiered at South by Southwest, correct?
We premiered in South by Southwest, correct,
And
correct.
you've had, a good festival run since then. And if I'm correct, Strand is releasing this in October.
Strand is releasing in October on the 18th in New York and then 25th in Los Angeles, and then we go from
Oh, well, congratulations. This is
there.
so
Thank
cool.
you.
Yeah. Well, just tell me a little bit about what attracted you to the project.
So it's crazy because there's a love story behind the love
Yeah.
story of the film, right? So when I met Marco, he was writing the script, and he was very much in the beginning still, but he was living in Provincetown. He was staying in Provincetown
Yeah.
to write the film, and we met and we fell in love. And while we fell in love, he was writing the script. And then, things move quickly. And we decided to be together. And the first night that we rented a place, we decided to move in together. This was all in a matter of a month. So we were very quick in that sense. And the first day we were in our new place, he handed me a script and say, listen, I've been writing all this month that we've been falling in love, and I think
Mm.
this is for you. And when I opened the script, and the film opens with my favorite Brazilian poem that I showed him while we were in this process of getting to know each other, and I started immediately to cry, and I was like, okay, so this became our baby, like our first baby and we're putting it out to the world now. So it's we're so happy and so proud of it. But basically, the script came from many conversations that I had with Marco. I've been a gay man all my life. I've been in the closet in Brazil.
Mhm.
When we talk about Brazil, we think it's like the super free and amazing country, open-minded, but in the end, it's extremely conservative. It's the
Sure.
highest rates of hate crimes against the LGBTQ people. So as an actor, I first to protect myself in terms of violence, but second also to protect my career. I couldn't be out. So this all came from many conversations I've had with Marco during this month that we were falling in love, and he was writing the script. So there's a lot of personal things in this. It's not biographical, but there's a lot of personal elements from me and from Marco.
The director obviously is Marco Calvani. This feels it just feels like such a personal film.
It is very much personal from both of us,
Yeah.
and I don't know. It's just some people say write about what you know, right? So I think it's a lot about it's a lot about us, and at the same time, it's a lot about I think everyone from the community it's gonna somehow identify with moments or situations or feelings that we might have had during this process of accepting and finding yourselves and discovering ourselves and start loving yourselves.
Exactly. How would you describe Lorenzo? Well, I mean, obviously there's a lot of change in the character, but how would you describe Lorenzo as the film opens?
I think Lourenço, for me, this film is about this moment of a limbo in your life where you don't know what's going to happen, but you have no place to come back. I think everybody has been in this moment. It's like, I have no idea where I'm going, but I can't go back now. I think this is the moment where Lourenço is right now. It took a huge effort for him to leave his conservative family, to leave his conservative country, to find himself in Provincetown. But now he doesn't know what's going to happen, and he doesn't know where to go. He has a problem with his visa. He might have to go back. He doesn't want to go back. And he's in this process of accepting himself. So I think this is something we've all been through in our life, and I think this is the beauty of the film. It's not a big plot thing, but it's this slice of life, this moment of life that we've all been through somehow at some period in our lives that we're gonna identify with. And that's what I love about it. It's a very intimate, very subtle film, and it talks about so many layers of feelings that that I really appreciate. And as an actor, it's a delight for any actor to play with those layers.
You're so right. This is very much a character film, but it also deals with some very topical issues right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's we're talking about immigration. We're talking about accepting and loving and embracing yourself. We're talking about fitting in a community that is not necessarily open to whatever you know, different or new or foreign in that sense. He's an alien. No, and I think that's the most beautiful thing. They identify themselves, Maurice and Lourenço, when they fall in love. They're two outsiders who want to belong, but doesn't really, but they don't really belong. They're not allowed in that space, which is majority white and privileged in that sense. And they're struggling to fit in. They want to, but they fall in love in this, being these two outsiders who could find comfort in each other. And that's so beautiful, because this is what really connection is about.
Exactly. I'm going to ask you about the ensemble a little bit later, but I want to ask you a little bit about Provincetown and how you think Provincetown is a character here.
Yeah, Provincetown is definitely a character. For me, Provincetown has such a special place in my life, in my heart. I absolutely love it. I've been there for the first time. It was in 2021, and I've been talking to Marco a lot about coming out, about embracing your homosexuality and accepting yourself. I've had a really hard time, as I said, in Brazil, being in the closet. And Marco was spending time in Provincetown and writing the script, and he said, "I think you should come here because this is the first place that we're majority instead of being minority." Exactly. And it's really, really interesting to see from this perspective. And it's so true. You're walking in Provincetown and you see a straight family, you know, a mom, a dad, a kid. They're like, "Oh my God, they're straight. Don't look, don't look." And this is it's such a beautiful feeling in that sense, because it's just like, okay, I belong here. Everybody is just like me. And there's this freedom of being whatever you want to be. And so it really moved me and changed and touched me. And I was like, okay, it makes total sense that Lourenço finds himself in Provincetown, because he's looking for that. He wants to belong. He's looking for a community, and there's no other place in the U.S. that has such an embracing community than Provincetown. So for me, Provincetown is, and also it's artistic. Yeah. Tennessee Williams wrote many plays there, including Glass Menagerie, which is one of my favorite American plays. And there are so many painters, artists that go there. So it's so alive and full of art and community that it's fascinating, and it's beautiful. I mean, come on, wherever you put the camera, it's just stunning visual. So Provincetown is the main character. Lourenço is just existing there.
You know, everywhere you turn in this film, there is an amazing actor. I mean, Marisa Tomei, James Bland, Maya Taylor, Bill Irwin. I mean, can you sort of talk about work with all these people, and also how you and Marco sort of went about adding all these people to the film once you got, started, with the development?
Yeah. So Marco had worked with Marisa Tomei before on Broadway. So they were already friends and partners, artistic partners. And he wrote Miriam specifically for her. She's the only female character in the film, and he wanted her to be there with us. And So we found James. Marco found James. He watched Giants. James Bland is this exceptional actor and even more exceptional human being. He did a show which was nominated for an Emmy called Giants, and Marco watched it and was like, he always wanted Maurice to be this mix between strength and beauty and also vulnerability. And when he saw James for the first time, I was like, okay, this is the guy I want. Then we met James, and we discovered that he's a beautiful, beautiful person. And then I was so lucky to have James by my side on this film. And then Bill Irwin is one of the most generous actors I've ever worked with. It was such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful experience. So we were really, really lucky. We had, it's just, it's such a cliche to say, oh, we all became family, we all loved each other. But when you talk about a film with such a low budget and such a heartfelt film, it's made from the heart. It's made, it was made with family for family in that sense. So we really became really close to each other, and our producers are just the most beautiful people we could ever imagine to work with. So in the end, it's just like, I don't know, there's a synchronicity in this film that made it happen because it had to happen. We just follow the gods and the lights and whatever the blessings we got.
I don't want to give any spoilers away, but your character goes through a lot in this film. He goes through a lot. But and I just won't say more. I mean, there's such a great character arc to your character and what he's going through, and some difficult times, but obviously there is definitely a ray of light at the end. And congratulations on you and Marco for this one. So we talked a little bit about the fact that Strain is going to be releasing this in October. But what's next for you and Marco? What are you two working on next?
Ooh, no, we're going separate ways now. Marco's doing a show as an actor now. He's
Yeah,
exploring new ventures, new possibilities. So he's doing the new Tina Fey Netflix series um, with
the Four Seasons. Yeah,
the Four Seasons with Coleman Domingo, Steve Carell, this big beautiful cast, and he's super happy. He's in New York now, having the time of his life. I am around. I'm right now in San Diego. Actually, I'm also for the film out San Diego to present High Tide, and I'm literally on tour. I'm gonna be in Rio. I'm gonna be in Austin. I'm gonna be in New York, Los Angeles, Provincetown, Boston. So there's a lot of traveling to do with the film. So Marco's shooting the TV show. I'm gonna get the baby, and
yeah.
I'm going to present it to the world.
That's
Um, yeah, it's a beautiful moment. I'm really, really happy to be showing this film and to feel the different audiences,
yeah.
in different festivals, how they receive the film in a festival that it's not necessarily queer, how they
Yeah.
receive in queer festivals. It's been a delight. It's been so beautiful.
All right. High Tide is a closing night film of this year's Out on Film, screening Sunday, October the 6th at 7:30. Our audiences are really going to love it. Marky, thank you so much for sharing this film with us, and thanks for talking to us today.
Thank you so much, Jimmy. It was a pleasure. I hope you guys enjoy the festival and the film High Tide.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye.